Okay, so today our first topic in the parasitology will be discussing all about the protozoans. Okay, so we have the hierarchical organization of your protozoans. So kindly copy na lang. So the protozoans belongs to the kingdom Animalia, not kingdom Protista. Although some of them are single-celled organisms, but they belong to kingdom Animalia. Then divide here into subkingdom protozoans. So this will be discussing for this term. And under that one, we have here 4 phylum. The phylum Sarcomasigophorus includes your amoebas, and we have the phylum Asigophorus includes your flagellates. So today itong di-discuss natin dalawa na to, amoebas and the flagellates. Then also, it belongs to your phylum Apicomplexa, Celiophora. Then we have here your microspora. Okay, we'll start the discussion with your amoebas. Okay, we classify the amoebas as the following. So some of them are intestinal species. Pag sinabing intestinal, so most likely try to inhabit our intestinal tract. Ano lang sila? Exception for that, so we have here the different species of amoebas which are intestinal. And amoeba histolytica, Hartmanni, Polecki, coli, Endolimax neina, and your Iodamoeba bushtii. But then again, although Entamoeba histolytica considered to be intestinal, but then it's capable of extra-intestinal. So, pag sinabing extra-intestinal, it could go to other part of our body. So, ito lang ang ating amoeba na species which is capable of the extra-intestinal. So, pwede siya migrate to other part of your body. Then, we have also here the extra-intestinal. So, they could meaning to say they try to inhabit other part of your body. Like in the amoeba gingivalis, it try to inhabit your mouth part, Naegleria fowleri, and Acanthamoeba. These are your free-living amoebas where they could go to your CNS. Okay, so we have here the general characteristics. So locomotion, your subphylum Sarcodina, class Lobosea, which are your amoebas. Okay, their locomotion here, so they are classified on this one because they have a specialized structure, pseudopodia. Okay, they have the specialized structure. You call that one as pseudopodia or false foot. They use this one as their mode of locomotion. They also use this one in order for them to procure their food. Then we have here the cytoplasm. Okay, so granting, for example, this one is their amoeba. For the cytoplasm, they have two. We have the endo, and we have here the ecto. So the ectocytoplasm, most likely, this one is okay, refractile. Okay, so the ectoplasm here, the outside cytoplasm, it's usually clear and hyaline. Ang dito sa loob, the endocytoplasm, on the other hand, that one is usually granular. Okay, for another one, we have here the stages of the development. For the stages of development for the amoebas, so meron siyang dalawa lang. We have here the cyst, and we have here the trophozoite stage. Okay, based on that, we have here the... Okay, so the cyst considered to be the dormant, resistant,
So, hindi nakita yung susi?
Hindi.
Hindi?
Pero kanina parang may susi dyan, di ba? Kanino ba yun?
Oo, saan na yun? Dito na?
Doon, no? Akin yun doon sa ano.
Saan na? Baka kinuha na.
Okay, for the stages, so we have here the stages of your amoeba, we have here the cyst, and we have here the trophozoite stage. So these are the other names. So for the cyst, is the dormant resistant. This is the infective stage. You get infected by the cyst. You will not get infected by the trophozoite. So kahit kumain ka ng stool na may trophozoite, you will not get infected. For the trophozoite, this is the feeding stage, but this is the active stage because this is the one which try to move. So ang trophozoite lang natin ang may pseudopodia. Ito wala siyang pseudopodia. Okay, for the replication, so your amoeba try to replicate, multiply by asexual reproduction, primarily by binary fission. Okay, we have here the relationship with the stool consistency and protozoan stage. So, most likely, pag ang stool sample natin, pag watery ang stool sample natin, so, this is most likely ang makikita natin, pag watery. Pag, ano tawag dito, pag form ang stool natin or solid ang stool natin, then most likely, you could find a cyst. So, cyst here, meron siyang resistant, this is resistant stage. It's because meron siyang cyst wall. So, cyst wall here, most likely it become the protective mechanism, protective structure for the parasite. Once it go into your body, it's being protected because of the cyst wall. And therefore, makikita natin siya sa form stool or even solid or hard na stool na wala masyadong water. Because again, it could still survive even outside the body of the host. Ang trophozoite, ang makikita natin sa water na stool because ito ay wala siyang cyst wall. And therefore, this one could easily be destroyed once outside the body of the host. This is considered to be the fragile stage. And therefore, makikita natin sa water in a stool. So, like for example, if you have your different specimen and you have your, let's say, madami nagsubmit na stool sample, you need to prioritize the water in a stool because andun ang trophozoite natin. Kasi, namamatay sila agad. So therefore, if you have the stool na watery and solid, then unahin mo si watery. Kasi most likely andun sa trophozoite. Kasi pag hindi mo siya ma-examine agad, mamamatay na siya, then you will not able to identify the presence of your parasite. Okay, then we have here the term egg cestation and we have also the encystation. So pag sinabing egg cestation, okay, we have here the term excistation and we have also the encystation. Pag sinabing excistation, is the conversion of your cyst to become trophozoite, and that occurs in your small intestine. Encystation, on the other hand, your trophozoite becomes cysts, and that's occur in the large intestine. So this one, your trophozoite becomes cyst here, in the large intestine because this is about to leave the body of the host. So para mabuhay siya outside of the body of the host, then kailangan ma-convert into your cyst para hindi siya agad mapatay. Okay, there are several factors that result here or will be responsible for the encystation kung bakit siya mag-transform to your cyst. Again, your cyst will always be the protective stage for the parasite in order for that to survive against the harsh environment. Okay, we have here the factors responsible here for the encystation. So pag sinabi encystation, ang trophocyte natin magiging cyst siya. That's to provide protection for the parasite not to be killed easily. So these are the several factors. These are harsh environmental factors. So pag nag-present ito lahat, so kailangan niya transform to become cysts. It occurs in the large intestine in order for that parasite here to survive. At the same time, it occurs in the large intestine kasi lalabas na siya ang parasite sa stool ni patient. Pag nag-defecate ang infected na patient, then along with that, kasama na ang parasite natin. So kailangan siya maging cyst. And therefore, in order for that to survive the environment. But do not expect that the stool sample will just only have the cyst. Pero makakita pa rin tayo ng trophocyte on that. Only that, that's why pag nag-submit ng patient natin, we require the patient to submit the specimen within 1 hour para makita pa rin natin ang trophocyte, especially for the movement. Because the movement of the trophocyte will also help us then to identify the species of your amoeba. Okay, we start with your Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica is considered to be the most pathogenic amoeba. It's most pathogenic is because it tries to ingest the red blood cells. This is the only amoeba capable of ingesting the red blood cells. Of course, if it tries to ingest the red blood cells, mean to say is already really invasive. Very invasive with our intestinal mucosa. Kasi may bleeding manifestation na. So we have the diseases caused here by Entamoeba histolytica, amoebiasis, amoebic colitis. Pag sinabing amoebic colitis, colitis is just inflammation of your colon. Amoebic dysentery, may matatawag din tayong bacterial dysentery, but pag amoebic dysentery is caused here by Entamoeba histolytica. And that's characterized by the stool sample na watery, diarrheic, meron siyang mucoid, meron siyang, or mucus is mucoid, watery, and with the presence of the blood. So that's the characteristic amoebic dysentery associated with your Entamoeba histolytica. And then again, this is capable of extraintestinal infection. This is the only amoeba capable of extraintestinal infection. It could go to the following organs of our body. Aside from inhabiting our intestinal tract, it also try to migrate. Pwede siya pumunta sa ating lungs. Okay, basically could go to other part of your body. So aside from your intestinal tract, it also go to your lungs, to your liver, to your brain, to your skin. And we have also here your spleen. And that's why this one is capable of the extraintestinal infection. Okay, for the liver, we have here anchovy sauce. Anchovy sauce here. Okay, anchovy sauce here would have the brownish na color ng liver aspirate. So, since capable siya ng extraintestinal infection, go to your liver. You have to try, so infecting the liver. So, kung saan ito pumunta na part ng katawan natin, it can cause here a disease, pathology, or manifestation, or damage on that. So, again, it could go to your liver. Then, if you try to damage the liver, and then if you try to collect the specimen by aspirating the liver, liver aspirate, then would have anchovy sauce na appears or mahogany brown na color. Even the lungs would have here the liver colored na sputum din. So brownish pa din siya. Okay, now we go to the morphology of your Entamoeba histolytica. So all your amoebas, we need to highlight the morphology of each of your amoeba as to their characteristics of their cysts, their trophozoites. Okay, so basically for the Entamoeba histolytica na trophozoite, so ito ang, let's say for example, this is your trophozoite with your, okay, for example, this is your, okay, for example, this is the pseudopodia. So, we have here the nucleus. At meron dyan sa gitna. Okay, most likely this is your nucleus. Okay, this one is your caryosome. And another one we have here na part. This is your peripheral membrane. Okay. Okay, so ito yung mga iti-take down notes natin sa lahat ng species ng amoeba natin. As to their ilang nucleus, ano ang characteristic ng kanyang caryosome, and then another one, ano ang characteristic ng kanyang peripheral chromatin, plus ang kanyang movement. And kung ano makikita natin sa cytoplasm niya. Like, may RBC ba, may bacteria ba, or may WBC. Okay? We start with your Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica would have the trophozoite of your Entamoeba histolytica has one nucleus. The caryosome is small and centrally located. We call that one as a bullseye caryosome. Peripheral chromatin is regularly arranged and fine and regularly arranged. The cytoplasm of your trophozoite is also finely granular with the presence of RBC. Meron siyang RBC dapat. Okay, for the cysts, on the other hand, okay, for the cysts of the Entamoeba histolytica, so it would have here 1 to 4 na cysts, basta less than 4 na 1 to 4 or less than 4 na nucleus. It do not go beyond more than 4. Plus, meron siyang ganyan, chromatoidal bodies. Okay, the chromatoidal bodies here, we describe this one as sausages. Okay, that's sausage shape with rounded ends. Okay, wait lang. Balik muna tayo dito sa trophozoite. Ang kaniyang motility, we describe this one as progressive, directional. Okay, pag sinabing progressive, medyo mabilis siya, pero mabagal. Actually. Pero compare with other amoeba, medyo mabilis siya. Directional, pag sinabing directional, only one. Papunta sa right lang lahat. Okay, so or left lang, so isang directional siya. Okay, now we go to the life cycle of your Entamoeba histolytica. So, most likely, it would have the same life cycle for all your amoebas and even your flagellates. Ganun pa rin siya. Pareho-pareho lang kanilang life cycle. So, you get infected, you start here by ingestion. Okay, you get infected by ingestion of the cyst. So this one could be found in contaminated water or even the food. Then go to your MES, your mouth, esophagus, and your stomach. So your cyst here, then pupunta dito mouth, esophagus, stomach. Then your cyst here go to your SI, small intestine, where it undergo excitation. Pag sinabi excitation, so your cyst become trophozoite on your small intestine. So pag naging trophozoite na siya, your trophozoite here, again, your amoeba histolytica is capable of the extraintestinal infection. So from the trophozoite, it could go to other part of your body. Again, it could go to your liver, it could go to your lungs, it could go to your brain, could go to your spleen, could also go to your skin. So it's spread, pwede siya mag-spread. Number one, direct.
Lagay mo na dito. Kaya sa drawer mo. O kasi ano?
Okay, so we have that one. The spread here could be direct extension or could also be hematogenous. Pag direct extension, it could go to the nearby organ or body without passing through your blood vessels. Pero pag pumasok siya sa blood vessels, and eventually go to your bloodstream and spread, in that way, that's your hematogenous. Then after that one, your trophozoite go to your large intestine. It undergo encystation. So magiging cyst na siya ulit. Okay? This is in preparation as it about to leave the body of the host. Then the cyst here, so the patient defecate. So containing the cyst. Okay, so if you have your cyst already, it could gain entry to your water supply or food supply. Then accidental contamination of that. If you eat contaminated food and water containing the cyst, then you get infected. Again, you get infected only by the cyst but not by the trophozoite.